What's up, everybody? I have Dom here, one of our clients at Stryker Digital, and for the past several months, maybe 6 months or so now, we've been managing his SEO and website. Dom, if you don't mind, can you tell the people a little bit about your business, what your business and marketing was like before Stryker?
Sure. Thank you, Andy. I'm Dominic Tulo. I operate T&R Oil Company. T&R Oil is a fourth generation fuel wholesale business. We've graduated a little bit beyond now. We do all types of solvents, motor oil, antifreeze, diesel exhaust fluids, marine sales of fluids as well. Um, Before we were working with Stryker, our sales was really simple. We would do a lot of cold call, cold email. We really still like to employ in-person field reps in our business. It's kind of a lost art to have in-person field reps. A lot of the companies who swallow other companies up, the first thing they do is remove reps. We like reps. We do more sales with them. It's definitely an effective way to sell in our business. Our business is still old school, but we're starting to see a transition of folks who are making purchasing decisions on behalf of fleets, which is what we sell to. We're seeing people who are becoming the decision makers be in their late 20s, early 30s, and those folks are transitioning to making purchases on Google. So searching for things. If they need to find fuel for a generator, the first thing they're doing is they're looking on Google. So while we still very much focus on the old school way of selling, it was important for us to make the transition and make the investment in SEO because we understand that there's it's the purchasers are getting younger and younger, and that's where Stryker has fit in well for us.
Yeah, and your market's awesome for it. Low competition, definitely just still older tactics at play. And the reality is, with any business today, if you're not on Google, like if you don't rank at least on the first page of Google, nobody's going to find you. And when someone has an intent-based search, they're looking for something specific. There's no better place to go than Google to find it. And that's just the natural behavior patterns. And so, yeah, completely agree. Like everything is on point. What made you decide to go all in on working with us versus somebody else?
Well, I'm on Twitter and I constantly see the content you and Bodie and Jerry put out, and it really spoke to me. I'm really glad that I have been working with your team. Your team works fast. They throw us in a Slack channel, which is good for me. It's where I already communicate with my own team. I like the content you guys put out. It speaks to me. Additionally, when I started talking to Bodie, he had a service business that was pretty similar to mine with dumpsters. So it was kind of cool to see somebody eat their own dog food. Like that guy is doing this too, and it worked for him. So it just made sense to work with you guys, and seeing Bodie's proof of concept was pretty convincing.
Awesome. So how's the communication been? Transparency, results wise, jobs you got, work you got, everything along those lines. I know you mentioned about Slack, which is important to us too for communication. I'd just like to hear about your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, you guys like show proof of work. Like you show me the backlinks that you're getting us constantly. Like the way it works is Maria like drops them in chat after they're done, and I can see it and I can click it and I can open it. So I can actually see the links that you guys are generating. Once a month, Jerry will reach out and just ask if I have anything to do or any feedback or if I want anything. Additionally, like we're onboarding lots of pages currently with Stryker. So y'all show me the pages you put in and you send me the pages and I can open them. And then I'll literally go into an incognito window and just search like diesel exhaust fluid in Westchester, Pennsylvania. And I can quickly see that we're coming up first. So that's just like really cool to see. So I can see what you're doing. And then I can also like take those links and then search. So that's been super effective. So the Slack and communications definitely top notch. From a business owner perspective, I was really impressed with the way you guys operate it. I can imagine most SEO folks are just like kind of just winging it, have no proof of the work that they've done. That's not at all the case with Stryker. So I was really impressed with that. And then admittedly, I forget the second part of your question.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the results generated then. So jobs you got, sales you made, things of that nature.
Sure. Yeah, I would. So for us, we sell diesel exhaust fluid. We're working with you guys and the diesel fuel. We have gotten a couple DEF accounts and we've also gotten a few diesel accounts. I would say the cool thing about them is it's definitely a different buyer pool than what we're used to. Two of the diesel fuel leads that we've gotten. Now, the thing about our clients are when we close them, they're usually reoccurring. So we have sold to 2 food purveyors right in like Hudson County, New Jersey, with your ads. They searched for on-site diesel fuel. You may want to nix that out. And they searched for that. They found us. We went there. We closed the deal in person. These people will need diesel fuel delivered 3 to 4 times per week for as long as they like using our service. So it's possible that that one-time sale could be two to $300,000 per year per sale on a sale like that. And the lifetime revenue of a customer like that could be 20 plus years. Like, these are also multi-generational businesses that they don't really go anywhere. So that's been really cool because those are more of like a sophisticated buyer. Those sales have happened in like really high-end warehouses with like food like all over the place. Whereas usually we're just like selling diesel on like in a yard to somebody, and it's like not always that sophisticated. So it's definitely brought in like a more sophisticated buyer. So that's been one thing that we've noticed on the diesel fuel side. Another thing that we've noticed is we're ranking pretty well on red dye diesel, like off-road diesel. For someone who wouldn't know, that would be like diesel used for a generator. So if it's really cold, we're getting calls for people who need fuel for like emergency heating systems. And that's great work. It's time sensitive. The margins are considerably higher. Now, the lifetime of that customer may be 1 delivery, or it may be 10 deliveries over the course of 2 weeks. And again, they're time sensitive. They need the service. So we can do pretty well revenue wise on those clients. So that's one thing we've noticed is like people who need it now and they're going to Google and they're searching it. And that's made our phone ring quite a bit. And then on the diesel exhaust fluid side, we're ranking super well on that really quickly. So we're really pleased about that. And we've done some good business with that as well. And again, like we're selling to just more like buyers that are just different, not really fleets. We're selling to people who run like charity programs and who need like generators that are powered by DEF and have DEF on them. So it just brings in a different pool of buyer. For me, as the company owner, what I'll do is when we onboard something like SEO, I take all the calls. I kind of figure out a system and then I train somebody on site to do it. So for me, I've really enjoyed that we're now doing this because I don't get the chance to sell as much as I used to. And it's one of my favorite parts of the business. So it's kind of made me a salesman again. So I've really enjoyed the experience as well.
Awesome. Yeah, I think one thing that you've probably already noticed and you'll continue to notice with this is that when people find you from Google, when they did their own search to find you and you rank on top of Google, naturally, we're trained to trust businesses that are at the top of Google because you have to earn that position. It's not just given to anybody who whips up a website and goes there. So when they find you, there's a trust factor there. And then typically the sales process is even a little bit easier, especially for the ones that you're talking about that are a little bit more urgent. And then you have some price control along with that. But SEO and something that you sell high ticket is a match made in heaven because the ROI really gets exponential over time, especially if that turns into a recurring customer. You know, a minor investment in SEO that might keep you a customer for the next 10 years. It's very clear how that can become very profitable for a business. And then my last question for you is, you know, if someone's on the fence, they're thinking about working with us at Stryker Digital, you know, what would you have to say?
I would say when you're ready, you should do it. But when you do it, you should be ready to invest 6 months at least without the expectations of really any return. And that's important. It's not just going to happen overnight. You're not going to rank overnight. The phones are not going to light up overnight. It has to snowball. It has to take time. You have to be patient. So you should start as soon as you can. You should have started 6 months ago, but the second best time to start is now. But start now, pick a modest budget, maybe budget a little bit more than you're comfortable with, and just suck it up for 6 months. And you'll be so happy you did it in 6 months to come.
Yeah, and that's the reality. A lot of people think, you know, SEO is going to be something that flips their business around overnight. And we constantly have to say, no, you know, we're not the magic pill that's going to save you or anything, but we know we have a strategy that's in place and works. And the reason we're doing this video to show other people that the strategy works. And yeah, it's been great working with you. Looking forward to a lot of success in the future. So thanks so much for doing this.
Thank you, Andy. Appreciate you guys.